Forgive my voice, I'm sick, but today I wanted to talk about something. And since I'm on a streak of negativity lately, I might as well keep going. Now I'm probably gonna trigger some of y'all because I know it's like one of the most favorite fighters lately. So my boy Shama, Alex Pereira, he's managed to turn the whole 305 or 306, 305 fight week about himself. 2 days before the fight, it was announced that he was going to be fighting Khalil Roundtree at 307. And after the fights, he posted on Instagram that he was interested in coming back down to 185 to fight Dricus. And it was his most liked Instagram post ever. I think it's at 1.6 million likes. That is crazy. But as though his name keeps getting bigger and bigger, and he keeps making headlines, and as soon as a fight of him is announced, everybody starts to go crazy. I think he's making huge mistakes right now. He's chaining them back to back. Like, everything he's doing right now is wrong. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Yes, there were some allegations to his name lately, and not good ones. And he has yet to talk about it. And although the girl and what she claims to be her side of the story is kind of proven to be false at this point, Pereira still hasn't addressed it or defended himself or whatever. But that might mean that he's taking it to court. So I don't know what is going on with that. But I still think that on top of everything else I'm going to talk about, this is not a good look. I guess the biggest issue right now is the matchmaking with Khalil Roundtree. I never thought I'd see the day where fans are claiming that Alex Pereira is ducking. Like, actually, people are claiming that Alex Pereira is ducking Magomed Ankalaev. And again, it's not a good look because we all thought he was going to be facing either John Jones, Tom Aspinall, or Magomed. All three of all those fights would have been bangers and would have been like high-profile matchups. We would have finally have some answers about Alex Pereira's game if he fights Magomed, and we would have seen a chance to attain greatness if he went up to heavyweight. In any case, it would have been a great fight, but now we're left with Khalil Roundtree, and it kind of came out of nowhere. And I understand that he's yet again stepping up for the company, and that it might be a last-minute fight, and they arranged it last minute, and he's not really... Alex Pereira is just accepting fights that are being proposed to him by the UFC. But still, even after the fight this weekend, he's taking shots at Dricus du Plessis, saying that he's coming back down to 185, one more time at 185, and people are buying it. But for the casual fan base and the hardcore alike, it kind of looked like he's ducking Magomed. Because we all thought it was going to be Magomed, and now you're telling me that he's fighting Khalil in October, I think, and then he's planning to go back down to 185, and then bulk back up again to fight Magomed, so it's like most likely another year. It's like, what are you doing? We thought that we thought we had a plan. We thought we discussed this already. You were supposed to fight Magomed and then go up to heavyweight. So, I mean, the biggest criticism I ever seen on Alex Pereira was that his fans were annoying. Like, nobody had anything to say about Pereira except about his fans. Is he call them? The Poatards. But now people are calling him a duck. Oh, he doesn't want to face wrestlers. Oh, he's running away from Magomed. He rather go back down than fight Magomed. It's like, bro, now he's giving the haters some ammunition. And I'm not that interested in him going back down to 185. And what if he gets knocked out at 185 again? What if that happens? Is it like, is he getting the rematch? Is he going back up? Like, what's happening? Because that's the real possibility. Dricus hits hard as fuck if you listen to what people are saying. So what if Dricus actually beats Pereira? Can you imagine that? Now it messes everything up. The fight that we want to see is you versus Magomed. And even though he's not the most deserving of it, you cleared the rest of the top 5. You beat Jan, you beat Yuri, you beat Jamal. You beat Yuri twice. Just fight Magomed and then go up to heavyweight. And even on a more personal level, it's not even safe for him to go back down to 185. And he, stylistically, even more so at 185 where he's depleted, Dricus is a horrible matchup for him. A horrible matchup for him. He could really, like, I could see a case where Dricus just outstrengthened him, like he's manhandling him. And that messes up everything. That messes up, he says he's about money, right? That messes up his money. Because if you lose, obviously, you're not as big of a draw. You're not as big of a star. You probably take a pay cut or whatever. So, yeah, it's not good, man. Just stick to the plan. I don't personally think he's ducking. He's Alex Pereira. He's not scared of nobody. But I think there's a potential for greatness. Like, he could be doing some stuff that we've never seen before. And I'd rather him do that and focus on that and all his potential great fights than just dance to the UFC's tune. He's basically being used as a get out of jail free card by the UFC. They just call him whenever they need like a last minute replacement, and like they just call him to save their ass, rather than give him like a specific direction in his career. And if the UFC were smart promoters, they would understand that us fans, we know Alex Pereira is the best striker. We know that if you put Pereira against the Hills, the Yuri, the Yan, and the Roundtrees, and the Anthony Smith, we know he beats them. We know that already. Like, the ceiling is not gonna be higher because it's Roundtree than because it's Jamal Hill. What could break pay-per-view numbers and what could actually make the fans so invested is if he fights a Dagestani wrestler. We know Magomed is overrated. We know that. But the casual fan base, and by the looks of him, he looks scary. He looks like Khabib, and he's part of that group. So having this profile as an opponent for Alex Pereira is what's going to make him like reach higher status, and he's just going to break numbers and everything. Can you imagine the next day after the fight, memes and clips everywhere of a Dagestani fighter being flatline KO'd by Alex Pereira? The casual fan base and TikToks and Instagram and all of this will go crazy, and people will start calling Alex the GOAT. And if you don't want to do that, perfect. Then just make him go up and fight Aspinall for the undisputed belt when Jon Jones vacate. Like, after he saved 303, everybody thought that next up for Alex Pereira was going to be a super fight. Either the Magomed one or a heavyweight fight, and Joe Rogan was pushing for it. Now he gave us Roundtree. Like, the fights we thought we were gonna get were great. Like, gave me goosebumps. I was stressing thinking about it. And when I saw that it was Roundtree, I know it's like a late replacement or whatever, I already said it, but still, I was like, huh? Roundtree? I was disappointed. And I know it's not his fault, and he's not the one picking fights. It's probably just the UFC trying to protect him and trying to do all of that for him. But damn, it's like, with all the bad press around Alex Pereira's lately, around his name, it's like we needed something big. And now, couple like the bad press with the allegations. Now you give the Roundtree fight, and people are starting to call him a duck. And then Alex Pereira comes out and said he wants to go back to 185. And people are just like piling more and more, calling him a duck, criticizing him, saying he gets layup. And like the public opinion about Pereira is kind of changing. Not too fast, but you can start to see in the comments and the social media, you can see the public opinion about Pereira is like, okay, yeah, we see what it is. He's protected. When last week we were talking about him versus Aspinall, but now it's like, oh yeah, he wants easy fights. And like, yeah, the public opinion is changing. I think Alex should come out and say directly how it is. Magomed didn't want to fight except in Abu Dhabi, but after this, like, you're next. Like, make it clear that Magomed or Aspinall is your next fight and get people hyped up, because those are the fights that we want to see. If after the Roundtree fight, he's telling me that he's going back down to 185 to fight Dreykus, I'm going to be hyped. I'm going to watch it, but I'm just going to be like, damn, like, okay, I guess, yeah. But if he tells me, like, if it gets announced, like, oh, Pereira versus Magomed for February or whatever, or Pereira versus Aspinall because Jon Jones retired in November, so Pereira, Aspinall for the undisputed in February, March, whatever, I'm going to be like, oh, shit, I'm going to have goosebumps. But if it's Dreykus, it's like, okay. So yeah, I think the UFC is making wrong choices regarding Pereira's career. They kind of killing the hype. And Pereira is not the one that you should be using as a get out of jail card. You should not be the fill-in guy. You should market Pereira as a star. You should market him as a headliner, you should market him like you did Izzy and like you did Connor and like you did all those guys. But no, you kind of just use him whenever you need him, announce his fight 3 weeks beforehand, and it's like, no, you should take time. And like the UFC always says, make the fight that the people want to see, because lately that's not what they've been doing at all. That's really not what they've been doing. And Dana seems tired, man. Like, the more I watch interviews of him, he seems kind of done with this shit. So I don't know what's going on in the UFC, but it's like they're back to back to back to back making fights that the people don't want to see. So, okay, I guess I'm done ranting for today. I love Pereira. He's one of my favorite fighters with Tapuria, and I'm gonna be tuning in to his fight with Khalil Roundtree because it's gonna be an exciting, explosive fight. I just expected something more regarding Pereira. I really thought we was gonna get something great, and I'm kind of disappointed. So that's why I'm ranting. And with all that's been happening around his name lately, I feel like the way the UFC is using him, the fights coming up, the allegations, all of that is I know it's not voluntary, but he kind of look like he's ducking and Goliath, saying he wants to go back down. All of this is kind of killing the hype around his name. So that's why I made this video. Let me know what you guys think. You can like and subscribe to hear me talk shit a bit more and to support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.